In the kingdom of Eldoria, King Alistair reigned supreme. His rule was just, and his people admired him, but behind the walls of his grand palace, a storm was brewing. King Alistair, though wise and strong, had a weakness, one that would soon lead to his downfall. It all began one fateful day in the opulent throne room, where his fate would intertwine with that of a woman named Isolde. On a warm summer's day, a foreign envoy arrived at the castle, bringing with them gifts and greetings from a distant land. Among them was Lady Isolde, a woman of unmatched beauty and grace. Her arrival was the talk of the court, and as she gracefully entered the hall, King Alistair was immediately captivated by her presence. Little did he know, Isolde's arrival was no mere coincidence. King Alistair found excuses to spend time with Isolde, under the guise of discussing diplomatic matters. Their conversations, however, soon drifted from politics to personal tales. Isolde spoke of her homeland, her dreams, and her hidden sorrows. Alistair, in turn, shared stories of his youth and the pressures of kingship. Each meeting deepened their bond, and it wasn't long before their courtship began to raise eyebrows among the courtiers. Queen Liliana, though accustomed to the politics of court, could not ignore the whispers that reached her ears. She noticed the change in her husband, the way his attention wandered, and the frequent meetings with Isolde. Concerned but not wanting to jump to conclusions, she confided in her closest lady-in-waiting, Lady Morgana, who advised her to observe discreetly before making any accusations. As the days passed, King Alistair found himself drawn to Isolde. During a grand feast in the castle, the court danced and celebrated. But it was the dance between King Alistair and Isolde that caught everyone's attention. Their chemistry was undeniable, and their connection grew stronger with every step they took on the dance floor. It was a dangerous dance, for their love was forbidden. As their passion grew, King Alistair and Isolde began to meet in secret. In the dead of night, they would steal away to a hidden garden within the castle grounds. There, surrounded by the fragrance of blooming flowers, they would share whispers of love and promises of a future together. But their secret affair could not remain hidden for long. Queen Liliana's worst fears were confirmed when she stumbled upon a letter in Alistair's study, written in Isolde's hand. The words were filled with love and longing, and there was no mistaking their meaning. Heartbroken and furious, Liliana realized that she needed to act swiftly to protect her throne and her son's future. She decided to confront her husband, but not before she gathered enough evidence to ensure that the court would side with her. The court, once a place of unity and strength, began to fracture as rumors of the king's affair spread. Noble factions started forming, with some supporting the queen and others, lured by promises of power, aligning with Isolde. Political alliances shifted, and the once stable kingdom found itself on the brink of internal strife. Advisors and generals grew wary, fearing that the king's personal life was jeopardizing the kingdom's security. Unbeknownst to both Alistair and Isolde, a secret plot was brewing within the court. Lord Gareth, a once loyal advisor, saw an opportunity to seize power amidst the chaos. He began to rally support among the discontented nobles, promising them wealth and influence if they helped him overthrow the king. The plot thickened as the conspirators planned to use the affair as a catalyst for the king's downfall. Queen Liliana, now armed with undeniable proof of the affair, confronted King Alistair in private. The confrontation was intense, with Liliana demanding answers and accusing Alistair of betraying her and the kingdom. Alistair, torn between his love for Isolde and his duty as king, was left speechless. The confrontation ended with Liliana vowing to take matters into her own hands, leaving Alistair to grapple with the consequences of his actions. One evening, as King Alistair and Isolde met in the garden, they were caught off guard by a group of soldiers led by Queen Liliana herself. The queen's face was pale but resolute, as she confronted the pair. The betrayal was now laid bare for all to see, and the consequences would be dire. The once powerful king was now vulnerable, his fate resting in the hands of the woman he had wronged. News of the affair spread like wildfire through the kingdom. The people who once revered King Alistair now questioned his judgment and loyalty. As dissent grew, enemies within the court seized the opportunity to dethrone him. The king, once a symbol of strength, was forced to abdicate, leaving the throne to his young son, Prince Edgar. Stripped of his title and power, King Alistair was exiled from the kingdom, accompanied only by Isolde. They travelled far from the lands they once ruled, finding solace in each other's company, but haunted by the consequences of their actions. As they journeyed through foreign lands, they realised that their love, though passionate, had cost them everything. Back in Eldoria, Prince Edgar ascended the throne under the guidance of Queen Liliana. The kingdom, though scarred by the scandal, began to heal. The young prince vowed to learn from his father's mistakes and rule with wisdom and integrity. Under his reign, Eldoria entered a new era of peace and prosperity, though the tale of his father's downfall would never be forgotten. As the years passed, the story of King Alistair and Isolde became a cautionary tale, told in whispers across the land. Their love had been powerful but destructive, a reminder of the fine line between passion and treason. And though they were forgotten by many, their legacy lived on in the hearts of those who remembered the king who fell for love.